Welcome. From Studio 226 in Orlando, Florida, this is Aging Smarter. Aging Smarter is a podcast focused on making it easier to grow older and prepare for the future at any age. We aim to educate, entertain, to prepare, and to amaze you about your life's journey, regardless of how old you are. I'm your host, retired former circuit judge Jose Rodriguez, and today we continue with our invitation to join us of Katina Williams. Katina Williams has already given us an earlier podcast. She's a professional guardian, an examining committee member, a certified Supreme Court family mediator, a certified elder caring coordinator. And in a previous life, she was an Orlando police sergeant and a combat medic in the Army. She told us a lot about her experience in the last podcast, so make sure you check in. We need to let you also know that she has a master's degree in public administration, and she's going to tell us about her experiences in the field of guardianship. All right. Now, when we last left, we were talking about all different types of requirements to become a professional guardian, as well as we talked a little bit about the examining committee members and how you train them as well. So tell me, what other ways do we have that are available to, well, end the disputes, if any? Because there are no disputes among family members, right? When we're dealing with guardianship.
Right. Yes.
And then I woke up from that dream.
Exactly. So generally, no one is fighting over, oh my gosh, you had grandma last week. I want her at my house. So they're fighting mostly over grandma's money or their expected inheritance when grandma does pass away.
We call those waiters.
Yes.
In other words, waiting to inherit.
They are.
Are you surrounded by loving family members focused on your care, safety, and well-being? Or are your family members seated opposite from one another in a courtroom, arguing over your care while your grandchildren are home alone?
Are you able to visit your aging family member? Are you worried about the care they are receiving? Do you trust the information you are getting? Are you tired of feeling blamed or attacked?
Families in high conflict need a different way to help them focus on their aging loved one.
Every single
What they're
time.
always doing is
I don't want to hear it.
The two of you never stop arguing.
We are not arguing.
Stop it. You're not helping.
You're the one who's the
Stop
problem.
it.
All this stress affects everyone's health.
Stop
it now!
I wish this family could just get along.
Elder caring coordination is a solution for the aging person and their family. A highly trained conflict resolution specialist called an elder caring coordinator is appointed by a judge to help the family focus on care and safety concerns about the aging person. The court can still handle legal issues that belong there, like wills, trusts, and decision-making authority.
Since court trials are based on winning and losing, people often leave feeling confused, frustrated, and angry as their family is torn further apart. Elder caring coordination provides an alternative where everyone can feel heard and valued.
Elder caring coordination is an option that empowers families to address a loved one's care issues in a private setting rather than the courtroom arena.
To begin the process, those listed on the court order contact the elder caring coordinator as soon as possible, using the phone number or email provided to them by the court. The elder caring coordinator will ask questions to help plan the first meeting to be as comfortable and effective as possible. During that first group meeting, the elder caring coordinator will review the court order, explain the process, and review everyone's immediate goals.
The elder caring coordinator will help to reduce confusion and ease your fears to help you stay focused on the aging person's wishes, care, and safety.
The elder caring coordinator is appointed for up to 2 years, while the elder and family are developing more effective communication and problem-solving skills. Each meeting, they create a flexible plan to meet the specific care needs of the elder and learn about resources. As the needs of the aging person change, the family returns to the elder caring coordinator rather than to the judge for decisions on non-legal issues.
When new issues pop up, the elder caring coordinator is just a phone call away. Meanwhile, I continue to counsel my clients on their legal issues, which become easier and less burdensome once the focus is on the elder.
Elder caring coordination is a process courts provide that is a more private and personalized way to address care issues and to identify what everyone can do to help the older family member.
The elder caring coordinator's fees are paid by family members, divided according to the referring judge's direction. The court order and the elder caring plan both reinforce how important each person is in the process. They also provide accountability, so everyone can take responsibility for their actions.
Studies have shown that 1 out of 6 elders experience abuse. However, 1 out of 24 cases is actually reported, and unfortunately, 2/3 of those cases involve family members. The elder caring coordinator is available to foresee any risk and mitigate those risks before it's too late.
The elder caring coordinator helps to build on family strengths to provide for the aging person's needs. And by collaborating, the family can provide more care themselves, if able, and work with resources available to help them. All the generations in the family are less stressed, even the youngest, as their parents are more available.
Relationships have an opportunity to heal, and the family has a new model for resolving differences. You have saved time and money compared to the cost of returning to court over the same issues. Your aging loved one is no longer in the middle of conflict. The wish for your family to get along is coming true.
So what we implemented probably 2017-ish, couple years ago, is called elder caring coordination.
And what do you have to do to qualify to become an elder caring coordinator, as you are?
Yes, there is an extensive background. You must first become a family mediator. You have to have that background.
Supreme Court.
Yes. So the mediation part is first, and then you have to go the extra step of getting Florida Supreme Court approved, because not every family mediator is Florida Supreme Court approved. So for elder caring, you have to have that status, and that comes with everything that comes with. So once you are the coordinator in your circuit, we have probably 3 to 4 different coordinators in each circuit that serve. The premise is similar to parent coordination. So if you've ever been married and you got a divorce and for whatever reason you now can't figure out how to transfer the child from one parent to the other and you need a mediator in the middle to help, that's what elder caring coordination mirrors.
In other words, the family, you're talking about a toxic environment where parents can't even talk about, do we go to this McDonald's to trade the kid or do we go somewhere else to trade? In other words,
Exactly.
they can't even come up with a neutral place.
Correct.
Okay, so this is a mirror of that.
So we mirror that. Most of the stuff that happens in guardianship mirrors family court, because the dynamics, the spite, the craziness is on both sides. So as an elder caring coordinator, if you are before your guardianship judge 3 or more times in 6 months, 3 or more times about non-legal issues. Non-legal issues are happening and you're coming before the judge, meaning you and your sister are fighting over which facility mom should be in.
I see.
You want her here because it costs $4,000. Your sister wants her at XYZ because it costs $7,000. You're fighting really over the money. But that is not what judges do. There's no legal bearings on what the decision is. So your judge will court order you to elder caring coordination, generally for 2 years.
Everybody is in the suit.
Everybody is in the suit. We call it $1,000 an hour, meaning you have an attorney, the ward has an attorney, and then the other person that you're fighting with. So you have, just say, 4 attorneys in the room. All of the billable hours add up to about $1,000 a day, an hour rather. But most times it's the elder, the ward, who's paying for that. So elder care and coordination specifically court orders the individual to use their personal assets. That helps a lot when people realize they have to use their own funds
I see.
and not the ward's funds.
That is an awesome way
Yes,
to make sure that what you are going to be objecting to is real.
exactly.
So tell me, what did you go through to become an elder caring coordinator?
So,
Besides the Florida Supreme, you
mhm,
told me that you had to learn to be
yep,
a mediator, a family mediator, and then be approved by the Supreme Court.
yes.
What was the training, and what did that
So
feel or
the
look like?
training is mostly on the mediation side of it. But the difference between mediation and elder coordination is the ending. Meaning, in mediation, we have to agree on something and then it's final. So we'll say you have 5 points. This is what we're disagreeing on. We come to an agreement and then it's over. Because we're dealing with an elder, it's a person, they have day to day problems, they have day to day needs. The continuation and coordination is continued care, continued options. It's
So
always fluid.
a mediation, if I understand, it's once and done. Do you agree on this? What do you agree? Let's set it down in writing. And if you don't agree, it's an impasse. Too bad, so sad. You've got to come back at another time for another mediation. Is that right? And
Correct.
then elder caring is something that you have all of the family members, everyone together, and then there's a continuation until all of those issues that pop up that may be contentious until they're resolved.
And they have access to the elder care and coordinator. So if something's going on with the family right then, they can pick up the phone and we can talk and we can talk them through it as opposed to attorneys, hearings, and settings.
So what are other ways to again minimize the contentiousness?
The biggest or the easiest is just open communication. A lot of families don't even talk amongst themselves without the incapacity even being a part of it. You don't even know what your husband, and you've been married 40 years, what their final wishes are. You won't even have that conversation. So this is a time where we all sit. It's not individualized for the most part. Everybody is sitting down together and you finally found out, do you really know what your mom wants? And they may say it, or they've never even asked mom what she wants. So the biggest thing is open handed and honest communication.
Awesome. You know what? It makes absolute common sense. Common sense goes a long way. Unfortunately, common sense may not be that
Common.
common. Um, so tell me, what else have you experienced as far as elder caring coordination? Tell me how, without revealing any specifics that may be confidential, give us an example of a family in distress or in toxic distress that was resolved by elder caring.
So the one family that I can think of that probably hit every dynamic that you could go through in guardianship, 3 siblings, mom, and they could not be in the same room at the same time. But unfortunately, mom's birthday is just one day. So they couldn't even
Mm.
coordinate or handle self-control of themselves. So mom could spend her birthday with her 3 kids.
How old were these 3 kids?
And if you're like me, my mom, 72 and I'm 53, still says I'm her kid and I have to listen to her. So I'm speaking about 60 plus year old children.
The children
Yes. This is 60-plus-year-old children
that couldn't stand each other?
enough. I would ask, were you you're all from you have the same mom and dad? You lived in the same house? They're like, yes. And you'll hear a 65-year-old say, but mom always loved her best. And you're thinking, wow, this is way back. This is 6th grade. You got a bicycle and I got a scooter kind of thing. So basically in guardian and elder caring, we sat down. We're like, mom's birthday is Friday. I have mom there because mom, a lot of times we shelter stuff from the elder. I am very much pro elder. One, you need to see what this discord is doing to your mom. And mom might have a lucid, candid moment where when mama looks at you, you know it's time to get it together. So I have mom there, and I'm like, really? We can't for one day just have birthday cake at the house, all 3 of her kids?
Wow.
So that's elder caring. Elder caring is forcing, if you will, but I'm forcing them to see with mom's eyes, to see how it's affecting mom.
You have cooperation, at least with the elder caring for those 3 individuals. What if you don't have an agreement to participate by one of the 3?
You will definitely have that, but the great part of elder caring is court ordered. So they're not in compliance with the court order. So at the beginning, I will tell them, some of them will tell me I'm not coming. And I'm like, well, you might want to confer with your attorney because this came from the judge. You may not participate. You may choose not to say anything, but you are required to appear. Once they get there and see mom talking and see the upload, it starts happening. They just natural. Even if they feel that one sibling isn't representing them well, they'll start talking. So I love the part that it is court ordered, that they still have to appear, and just through human nature, that need to defend yourself or tell your side will force cooperation.
Is there a time where the individuals that are participating, in other words, the siblings, the 360 plus siblings, is there a time that they would contribute to paying for elder caring coordination, or is it just all going to fall?
No, that's the other great part. They now have a dog in the fight, if you will. They are court ordered to split the fee. So the fee is set by your circuit, that's paid. And then
The fee for the elder caring coordinator.
Correct. The fee for coordination is set by the court, the amount. However, they also set the portion. So 25%, 50%, they share it equally, and they have to pay that. So it's a little less wasting of time when it's their dime.
Of course, because it costs.
Exactly.
They've got, like you said, they've got a dog in the fight.
Yes.
So to speak. Wow. So whatever happened to those 3?
Mom passed away. So when the elder passed away, then the coordination is over. But mom was in her 90s.
As is the guardianship. Well, I figured.
It was with 60 and 65-year-old children, definitely.
Yeah. Well, we're living longer.
We are.
Medical advances and treatments, as well as technology, we are able to live longer and fuller lives. Okay, well, awesome. So what do you give me why should we continue and why should we care that elder caring coordination is available?
If I could make one change with the elder caring coordination, I would bring it on a little bit earlier. For instance, so once the petition to determine incapacity is filed and the court sees that we have 2 family members applying to be the guardian, we already know it's about to happen because the 2 siblings aren't even agreeing upon which one of them could do it because it's not co. So I think if we could kind of like county court, when you sue somebody in county court, before you get to the judge, guardianships allows you judge in front of the judge so fast. If it's similar to county court, you are mandated to go to mediation first. And I think if we just added that component of 2 applications or more than one sibling applying to become the guardian, and it's not a co-guardian where we're sharing the ownership
It is
of
a
mom.
contested
It's a
guardian.
contested guardianship. If we bring them before, I think we can soften that blow of, because not everybody understands. I get a lot of people when they're in guardianship, the family always says, I did not know it was this intense. Yes, it is this. We have rules. Guardians have rules, statutes. So you can't, a lot of times the petitioner or the family member would, I changed my mind. It's not that serious. Unfortunately, it is, because now mom, elder, has been deemed incapacitated, and the state is required to keep them safe.
Yes. Yes, that becomes the equitable requirement of the court.
Exactly.
And it goes back to the age when elders were treated like children
Correct.
back in England, and we've inherited that situation. Well, we thank you again for joining us to tell us about elder caring coordination and professional guardianship XYZ. We hope that the future is bright for you and that you continue to teach. You are a gem, and you are quite a resource for our community. So at this time, it's time for us to remind you to like and subscribe. Also, I would like to appreciate it if you tell your family and your friends about us. Join us once again during our next episode, or Aging Smarter from Studio 226 in Orlando, Florida. The information provided in this podcast is for informational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. You should consult with your attorney to discuss your specific situation.